YouTube? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And this is an update to my last video where I talked about the woman who got hit with the brick. Since I did my last video, there has been people who are alleged victims of hers reaching out to me, providing receipts, and showing me a little bit more insight on her actual character and things like that. And at first, I was going to pass on the video because I felt like me making an IG post was enough. However, even though I made this as an IG thread and I put all the information that I had in the thread, I gave my thoughts and opinions in the description, I am still getting tons and tons and tons and tons of DMs every single day about this story. So each time some other influencer posts an update on this story, I'm getting tons and tons and tons of DMs. I want to say, like, I can't even count how many DMs each day I'm getting on this topic of all of the new updates. So I'm like, listen, even though I posted what I felt in this IG post, I'm like, let me just make a video form of it because not all of my night owls have Instagram, and we might as well just get on into this gig. Now, on my last video, when I talked about this subject, I already let you guys know that my intention was to give her the benefit of the doubt and to just bring awareness to the fact that this is a real issue that real women have died from and have been a victim from. Now, there are several stories and even stories before this woman came about that I've covered of women being harmed from saying no to men, rejecting men's advances, and it ending them in their grave or close to it. So I felt like despite what the chatter was about her men hating, or despite what the chatter was about the skits that she made, I felt like it was important to point out that the issue at hand was a real issue, and it is something that does happen. Now, I'm the type of person that I go off of whatever is available at the time, and as more information comes forward, then I can have a more informed decision and opinion about the situation. So at first, when I first reported this, I was like, she did a skit. She smacked up some white people. Does that make her deserving of getting hit with a brick, or et cetera, et cetera? I'm like, no, that doesn't mean, okay, just because I did this skit, that means I get hit with a brick. Now, since there has been more conversation about maybe this being a hoax, maybe her telling a lie, people, like I said, reaching out to me who are alleged victims of hers and sending in police reports and receipts, it made me want to look at this situation a little bit deeper. Okay, there was a lot of people on social media who pulled a lot of receipts out, and it just was a lot to weigh in. Now, whether she got hit with a brick or not, I do not know. Okay, I do not know if it's saline in her face. I do not know if she got hit with a brick or not. I do not know if she is scamming. I can only give my opinion based on the things that I do know. Now, the things that I do know based on the receipts that I have received, that does not have to do anything with her doing a skit, does not have anything to do with a parody video, and everything to do with her actual character. What I can come up with is I don't believe that and just because you're not a good person doesn't mean that it justifies you getting hit with a brick, because silly Becky in the back will say that's not what I'm saying. What I've gathered is a situation where you have a person who has done so many things to where it becomes a boy who cried wolf situation. Okay? And so that's why I titled this video, The Woman Who Cried Brick. So I'm going to take you guys back to when we first got introduced to her, and that was with this story about this whole brick situation. So she came online, she was in her hospital gown, and she was saying that she never did anything to deserve this. Then we started to see footage of the night in question where she was basically confronting two men, saying that, you know, all of these men stood out and watched and they didn't help, etc., etc. So once I started to look at that footage a little bit closer and listen and not just think emotionally, because a lot of times us as women, we have been victims in our own right of things, and a lot of people react emotionally. I'm a woman. I've been hurt before. Oh my God, this woman has been hurt, and we react a lot of times off of emotion. Now, I had to go back and I had to look at the video from a non-emotional point of view, and I had to look at what was happening, and I also had to use my ears and listen. Now, somebody in the chat says, Neek, you late to the Brick Lady Exposed party. Actually, no, I'm not. I've been posted a post on my IG, and I said that already in the beginning of this video. I wasn't going to make a video at first, but now I just decided, since all my receipts is going all over TikTok anyways, I might as well put them in video form for myself. So no, I'm not late to the exposed party, because most of the people who are exposing her are using my receipts of my Instagram posts in my video. You're going to see this all over TikTok, baby. My receipts. So anyways, so let's get into it. So I wanted to listen to this with my own lens, and let's just go through and have a new look at this situation. So when we first see the video of her confronting the men, she's talking about how all of them just sat there and watched and they didn't do a thing about it. So let's play this and let's watch.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a...
All right, so if you hear what the guy is saying, he said, what about a brick? Let me bring that back. He said, what about a brick? And then when she responds, she changes it up, and then she says she got hit with a rock. And then he's like, what? Like and if you really listen to what's going on, whether then this being somebody who witnessed something that happened to her, if you really listen to the exchange, you can hear how he's kind of confused about what's going on. So let's rewind this back a little bit and let's play it.
Just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me.
All right, so he said, what kind of brick is? Like, he's like, what kind of brick is it? What kind of brick? What kind of brick? What kind of brick is? So he's like trying to figure out like what she's talking about. He's like, what kind of brick? What kind of brick is? Like, I'm assuming that English isn't his first language, but he's like, what kind of brick is? Like, listen a little bit closer.
In the gas station, right? And she was talking about, she got hit.
Oops. Child, I'm always accidentally.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man.
All right, so if you listen, you can hear a woman. You can hear a woman in the back. She said, we wasn't here. Listen, because when I first watched it, I watched it with more of an emotional lens. But if you listen and you pay attention, you take the emotions out of it, you take the fact that she's a woman out of it, you listen to what's happening. So one guy is saying, what kind of brick? What kind of brick is? And then there's another woman in the back, and she says, we wasn't even here.
Black man just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah,
All right, did y'all hear the lady? She said, we wasn't here. Like, you going off on us, and we wasn't even here, because none of these people seen her get hit with a brick. Listen with your ear and not your emotions. Again, at first, I didn't want to go off with everybody else is saying, like, oh, she lying, this, that. But then I had to take off the lens of emotion and listen with rationale and listen and watch the receipts as they come.
This man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me, fucking grabbed a rock, and he hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number.
All right, so you see, he grabbed a rock. At first she said he hit her with a brick. Then she says, this man, because they're trying to figure out, they're like, we weren't even here. Like, what are you talking about? So then she starts to explain, and then she says, he grabbed a rock. He grabbed a rock and hit me with a, listen back. Somebody said they didn't hear. Put in your AirPods if you can't hear, because I hear just fine.
Oh, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me, fucking grabbed a rock, and he hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do?
All right, so then that's why he's asking her, because they're asking her, like, what kind of brick? They're trying to figure out what's going on, and that's why they're then saying, like, what do you want us to do about it? Like, because they were not there. Now, these men that she's arguing with have come forward, and they talk about how they were outside. They seen her getting into an argument with somebody, but they went inside the store or the place or whatever. When they came back, then that's when this all happened. But they explained how they never seen nobody hit her with a brick. And if you listen to what's going on here, then you can put two and two together, but you have to listen. Thank you. Somebody has sent in a super chat. Hold on. Let me try to find it real quick before we move on. Somebody said Nick needed all the info. Okay. Right. Yana sends in a super chat. She says, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chats, and I appreciate you all. So then, oh boy, they basically, they come back the next day. So after all of them, they start getting scrutiny. They start getting all of this backlash. All of these people started to talk about how they didn't help her out. They didn't, come to her aid, this, that. They came forward to tell their side of the story, to talk about how they didn't actually see her hit with a brick. They seen possibly a guy out there. They didn't know he was a bad guy. They talk about how they walked in, they walked out. They didn't know that she got hit with a brick. And if you listen to the interaction of her explaining it to them, you can tell that they're confused because they don't know what she's talking about. And you hear a woman in the background saying, we wasn't even here. Like what? Like, we were not here. Hold on, child. Y'all know I be accidentally closing the tabs.
She was sitting right there, bro.
She was literally right there, bro. See what I'm saying?
Like coming from the gas station.
We just came from the gas station, right? And she was talking about she got hit with the brick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in a suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy out here though. We never knew he was a bad guy though. You know what I mean?
All right. So if you hear, these are the same dudes that were in the back of this video. Now, there was a clout chaser, this guy in the middle, who came forward and said that he witnessed it. The guy in the green shirt who came forward saying he was there, he witnessed it, he's a liar. You could tell he's a liar because everything that he said had everything to do with social media and nothing to do with what actually happened that night. He has been exposed as a guy who lives in, I want to say, Tennessee or something like that. His girlfriend came out, exposed him. He wasn't there. This guy right here in the green shirt that went viral saying, I was there. She's a troublemaker. I seen videos of her slapping white people. He talks about everything that he observed from the internet and nothing about what happened the actual night, and he's been exposed as a liar. However, who was there was these two gentlemen, and their voices, faces, everything match up from the video that she did and the video that of them talking in front of the same place and everything like that.
She was sitting right there, but
She was literally right there, bro. See what I'm saying?
like coming from the gas station.
We just came from the gas station, right? And she was talking about she got hit with the brick. You know what I mean?
And we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in a suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy out here though. We never knew he was a bad guy though. You know what I mean? We saw the guy out here, like we working and stuff like that. So that was around here and stuff like that. That was moving and stuff like that with the girl before she got hit with the brick, you know. So what happened? We just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know.
Before,
you know,
she was trying to fight with another.
Yeah, she was trying to fight with another girl right there before she got hit with a brick. You know what I mean? She was trying to fight. You know what I mean? So what happened is we were just out here. We was chilling and stuff like that. We went in the gas station right after we came back outside. She was right there talking about I got hit with the brick, you know. And we was trying to help her. That's what we was trying to do. You see what I'm saying? We were trying to help her. I called the police and stuff like that. They pulled up. I talked to them. I know they got the video. The police got the video. Yeah, we can pull out the video. I was talking to the police. She was behind me.
All right.
Girl,
So as you see right there, they say they went into the gas station, and then when they came out, they never seen this happen. They're like, we tried to help her. We tried to figure out what was going on. However, we didn't physically see her get hit with a brick. We seen her arguing with maybe somebody, but we went inside. We didn't see this situation with a brick. And if you look at the video, it lines up. What they are saying lines up with the video of that night of them being confused, the woman in the background saying we were not here, and all of the things. Now, since this situation has happened, like I said, this guy, he got exposed. It's all in an IG thread. And then there was a woman who came forward and reached out to me, and she basically said that she was a victim of this woman. This was before all of the videos came out. People started making all these videos about all her having these GoFundMes. This woman reached out to me and said that she was a victim of hers. She said that this woman is from her, I guess, community where she stays or whatever like that. And she is truly a hot mess express and things like that. In addition to this woman coming forward, she came forward and told me about a situation that happened in August of 2022. Now, before even that, there was a situation that happened in 2020 where she said that, and she claimed that she had been hit with something from somebody had beat her up prior to that. So before I get into the receipts of the woman who reached out to me, I'm going to show this video that you guys probably all have seen already.
And they mad because you trying to fucking beat somebody. They mad because you trying to beat somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up for no reason. Look at me. I'm not a bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person. And they try to do this to me. Guess what? It's up and down for a real nigga. But you gonna be a pussy. You grew up. And they mad because you trying to fucking beat somebody. They mad because you trying to beat somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up.
All right. So I just kind of wanted to go, now that I'm going back, I wanted to go in order. So she goes here and she says that, these grown men tried to beat her up. This was in 2020. Then fast forward to 2022, there's this incident with a person who reached out to me. Then fast forward to 2023, and there's stuff going on in between there as well. Then another man jumped on her. Then on her Facebook, she has all of these different instances where she talks about like a man tried to mace her, like other instances where these different men were accused of beating her up and things like that. And so I'm going to show you guys all of the Facebook posts that she had where she said that this man maced her earlier this year. It's just all this different stuff. So my thing is this, before I get into my receipts and everything like that. Now, true enough, a person can be a victim and nothing that happened to them prior could have anything to do with it, and their past could have nothing to do with it. They could literally be walking down the street and something bad could happen to them. But what I'm going to tell you before I even go any further is this. If you are a person and every single year, every few months, every 6 months, every by year, you are getting into a situation where a man is beating you up, and these are different groups of strangers, and all of these different people that you are encountering are trying to beat you up, put hands on you. You at that point need to look at you and look at the energy and the stuff that you are putting out there. Now, y'all could use that victim blame thing all you want. You can use that victim blame thing all you want, but think about the person in your family that is the most problematic person in your family. A person who is constantly getting into arguments, getting into a people. How many times has your most problematic female cousin been beat up by different groups of people each time? And each time there's a GoFundMe attached to each time that it happened. Think about it. If you have a situation in 2020, you get beat up by this group of strangers. 2021, you get beat up by this group of strangers. 2022, you get beat up by this, and these are random strangers. At some point, if these things are true, you have to check how you're showing up in the world. And again, y'all can use that victim blame, victim shame. Y'all abuse victim blame. Y'all abuse narcissists. Y'all abuse pick me. I am so tired of victim blame, pick me, and narcissists. Ooh, baby, I need other words. Okay? But anyways, let's continue, because my point is, at some point, we got to hold women accountable. And I know that as women, being that we have been victims of ourselves, it hurts to, see a woman and people not coming to her rescue, not coming to her aid, not coming to things like that. But at some point, you have to say, listen. You have to say, listen, I'm here for women. I want to advocate for women. But you got to realize that people like this, just like I went off on Carly Russell, people like this mess it up for real victims. They mess it up for real victims. If you have that many times where you're going out and you're getting into it with people, because somebody in the chat, Zinga NO says it is shaming and victim blaming, etc. If you go out and you're getting into it with that many strangers, I'm sorry, my love, you're not a victim. Oop. I'm sorry, my love, you're not a victim. If you're going and you're effing around with this many different groups of people and you're finding out, you're effing around with this person, effing around with that person, effing around with this person, effing around with that person, and you're finding out, I'm sorry, my love, you're not a victim, because you're not getting ready to tell me that you are an innocent bystander and people just look at you and want to just beat you up everywhere you go. People want to beat you up everywhere you go. Oh, I'm walking down the street minding my business, and everywhere I go, every time I walk out, people are so jealous of me and they want to beat me up everywhere you go. Please stop. You're not a victim. Save it for the actual victims. Period. So anyways, And go argue with your mammy, because, child, y'all hate when women get held accountable to any type of standard. And y'all fail to realize when y'all uphold people in their BS, in their problematic ways, it messes it up for real people. The next person, because there are real women out here. There are real women out here who are dying from not giving out their number. There are real women out here who, there is a woman who was on the dance floor of a club and a man tried to dance with her and she didn't want to dance with him and he killed her. There are those real stories. And each time you uphold this crap and you call this being a victim, when not one person seen it happen, but she's yelling and saying that everybody sat there and watched and nobody knew what was going on, you're making it hard for the real victims. Okay? So you could be mad, you could unfollow, you could go tussle all you want. You could tussle all you want. It is what it is. So anyways, now let's get into the receipts that I have. So now let's fast forward to 2022. So this is a situation that happened from 2022, and the woman, she provided me with the receipts. So she reached out to me and she said the following: I was a victim of hers when she hit me and my friends with bottles and slapped a guy next to us. It wasn't a skit. She does this for views. And then so I was like, she hit y'all with bottles? She said she has several GoFundMes saying she has been assaulted for years. And so each of her GoFundMes have some type of assault that happened to her attached to them. Okay? So then she says, or I replied to her and I said, well, if she, did y'all record her throwing the bottles? And then she said, the club owners got it on security footage. We took cover and we got hit by glass ricocheting from it bursting. The owners has open investigation with the police. So I was not given, I guess, the footage, because it was an ongoing investigation. She said, I was able to get that paperwork because she admitted to the attacks on this video. Her boyfriend pulled a gun on one of the people in the parking lot and he fled the scene. So this is the video that she sent in to the cops that she was able to get her police report against her.
With your friend ass, whoop all they ass. Left a Tory Burch shoe in their face, bitch. And guess what? Don't care. Because that $400 shoe, I can buy it again tomorrow. Guess who's going to buy it? Trunk. And he don't like you. He push your fat ass, stretch mark. I whoop your ass. With your friend ass. Whoop all they ass. Left a Tory Burch shoe in their face, bitch. And guess what? Don't care. Because that $400 shoe, I can buy it again tomorrow. Guess who's going to buy it? Trunk. And he don't like you. He push your fat ass, stretch mark. All
right. So that's the video that she, I guess, sent the woman and admitted to the attacks to her. Now, she also then wrote her on Facebook and she said, B, I'm going to ruin you. Then she went to her Instagram and she posted a picture of the woman and she wrote on top of her face and she said the following. So as you can see, this was from Rhoda. She says, B, I'm going to ruin you. And she sent in screenshots to the girl of what she had posted. So the girl sent all of this in to the cops and was able to get a police report against her. So on her story, she wrote the following. I interrupt my piece for a very important message. Anyone know where this hoe resides? I have $1,000 for you. If you have her work location, I'll throw in $200. Thank you. So this is what she sent in. So with this, she was able to obtain, I don't know if it was exactly a restraining order, but she was able to file a police report, which she provided me as well. Now, I have the full unredacted police report, but for her confidentiality. I took out her name and things like that because people are already trying to find out who she is and trying to like just do the most. Okay, so I redacted her information, but I left in the important information. But I do have the police report number. I do have all of the important numbers, and I have everything unredacted. Period. So right here, this is from the Austin Police. As you can see, this is from Austin, Texas, from the Austin Police. And this was the case number, and the police put attention Rhoda Hassan Osman. Now, a lot of people have been calling her Rhoda Bashi, and she also goes by Rhoda Ashman. So before I even read this, I'm gonna read to you the most recent receipt that the woman sent me before I even read this, because people were questioning and they were like, how do we know this is the same girl? Because the name is different. On her social media, it says Rhoda Bashi, and this says Rhoda Ashman. These are the same people, and let me tell you what the detective had to say about it. So let me first put up the first receipt before I read what this says. So the woman reached out to me again this morning, and this is what she wrote. She said, "Hi, Neek. I see a lot of bloggers are using my clips that I provided you and are confused on the last name situation. Her legal name is Rhoda Osman. She also goes by Rhoda Bashi. Same person per the detective. She is married possibly for citizenship, but he confirmed before they sent out the police orders. See attached email." So she sent in an official email from the police that this was the same person. So let me send and show you guys that receipt, because she's just sent this in today. So again, I redacted her name so that you guys don't go and harass her. But this is an official police email from her. So she reached out to the police, and this is the email of the police officer where it says Travis County .gov, whatever, and this is the detective. So he wrote her first, and he said, "Enclosed is the letter that is being sent to Rhoda Osman. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me." So she wrote the detective back, and she said, "Her name is Rhoda Bashi. Did this go to the right person?" So the detective wrote her back and said, "I looked her up and believe this is her correct/legal name." So I just want to clarify that before we get into reading any more receipts. So according to her, the detective told her that possibly she's married, but this is her. Both of these names belong to the same person, and this is straight from a detective from Austin Police Department, because the woman was even confused, and this was back in August of 2022 when it first happened, and this coincides with the police report that was also provided to me as well about this same person by her saying that it's Rhoda Bashi. So on this police report, it says the following. Let me take myself off the screen so I could read it to y'all. Hold on, let me move myself so I could see what it say. All right, so it says, this letter is being sent to inform you that a police report to which you are a party to has been made with Travis County Sheriff's Office and has been assigned to Criminal Investigations Unit. The report, entitled Harassment, has been initiated by blank, who alleges that you have engaged in a continuous pattern of potentially unlawful/civil and/or criminal conduct against them. This letter is in response to the alleged conduct, which includes but is not limited to electronic communications/harassment of the victim. The reported behavior and actions have resulted in opening of a criminal investigation that could result in criminal charges being filed against you. The victim has reported that your alleged conduct is interfering with their personal life, yada, 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 yada. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay? So she sent in that with all of the receipts. And then there was people who combed her social media to show other things that she had posted on social media. So she had different posts. And her latest, she even was attacked last year. Okay. So mind you, we had an incident in 2020, right? We had the incident with the alleged victim that reached out to me that sent in receipts in 2022 in August. Now, before that, she wrote on her social media page that she had been attacked by men and on a separate occasion. Okay? So let me pull that up. So this is her post from her social media. And this is what she says. I really feel like I have been cursed recently. List of injuries in the last month. I got attacked and maced by men. I fell down an escalator. Injured my back and couldn't walk for days. My toenail popped off, excruciating pain. My tooth was chipped. My bank account was hacked. My friend of 12 years betrayed and discarded me. I lost a fellowship I know I deserved. Precious items were stolen during a move. Death threats. Although this is consistent. Diagnosed with pre-diabetes. IBS flare-ups in and out the hospital in the last 3 days. And I've had several panic attacks on top of all of this. It is my son's birthday this weekend. I have exams the following weekend. I'm still into a new place and I have no funding. I have no funding for the entire summer. I am asking that those of you who love me to send me prayers and good energy. I deserve peace and relief. We all do. May Allah protect me from those who would like to harm me. And my question is, those who say this is victim blaming, why is so many people trying to harm her? Why is there so many people? And again, I'm not saying that there can't be a situation where a woman gets attacked. Maybe even two situations where a woman gets attacked. But if you get into a situation where you are constantly attacked month after month, year after year, people out, they beating you up. Look what they did, beat me up. Look what he did, beat me up. Then in May, you get, what'd she say? She fell down an escalator and she got attacked and maced by men. She was just beat up by men in 2020. Now she's getting beat up by men and attacked in 2022. Then you're getting beat up and attacked by a man with a brick in 2023. At some point, we got to stop with the whole thing and call a thing a thing. I don't care who get mad. You got to call a thing at some point. Let's go over some of the other ones. Let's see what this one is. This one is March the 2nd. So I believe this is March the 2nd of this year, because if it wasn't this year, it would say the year. So this is this year. So let's read. It says, I've been working so hard the last 6 months to save enough to put my son in a safe school where he will thrive and myself in a new city to start over. I've lost out on so much earning potentials to earn my PhD. I'm always supportive and so giving. I pray over myself and others daily. I don't know why my last 5 years have been full of trauma and hardship. Although I try my best to make room for joy every chance I get. But after sacrificing so much to make a major move to benefit my child and have a fresh new start, I get violated once again. This is March of this year. Now she's saying she's violated once again. So let's continue. She said, but after sacrificing so much to make a major move to benefit my child and have a fresh new start, I get violated once again. Something I never do to others. She always talks about, I never do anything to anybody. I never do nothing to nobody. If somebody got to constantly keep telling you of what a good person they are and how they never do nothing to nobody and they're always a victim of something, you have to at that point call a thing a thing. She says, please remember, although I create magical moments for myself with loads of effort and merit, I'm also a Black Muslim, disabled, refugee, queer, single mother. Where does she disabled at? Not all disabilities are visible. However, she's going for her PhD. She got both her arms, both her legs walk just fine. She looked like she got all 10 of her fingers. I'm just going to go on a limb and say she got all 10 of her toes. She's walking, twerking, dancing, popping her like this. Again, not all disabilities are visible. So I don't know. She said, I make things look pretty, but they have yet to be actually pretty. I'm waiting to reap what I know shall sow. But this is a certain major setback. Please pray over me because I was not prepared for this kind of heartbreak today. So very sad. Okay. So then another post. This is from February 6th. It says, my very first night returning to America, Austin, Texas, and this is the violence I experienced. So she's having another violent situation happening to her in February. So we had March, February, 2022, 2020. My very first night returning to America, Austin, Texas, to be exact. And this is the violence I experienced. This is what I have been dealing with living in Austin. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm deeply hurt that I continue to fight for the equity of all people while being treated inhumane. I am not safe. Black women deserve better. Please help me get justice and make sure this woman does not abuse her power again to denigrate, lie, and harass women. She put my life in danger and followed zero protocol, all because of what? Hilton Karen. And she's putting the Hilton in Austin and some lady on there saying that she was experiencing violence from a Hilton Karen. Okay. So then there was another post. This was in 2020, June 17th, 2020. This says this is one of her GoFundMes that she had. Okay. She was trying to get research funds for Somali activism in Minnesota or something like that. And it says, thanks in advance to all. I really hope you can take the time to read my call/project ask. I am determined to reach this goal as this work is deeply personal and important to me. And so this was some type of fundraiser that she had. And it says, my research focuses on Somali women in Minnesota, their activism work to prevent the demolition of public housing and the potential a second displacement of Somali community within 30 years. Somali women in Minneapolis, Minnesota are creating history by self-organizing to save their community. As a Somali myself, I'm very uncomfortable with this way of non-Somalis. I have reported on our community. Somalis are very vulnerable community facing discrimination via I believe that Somalis in Minnesota are a success story. The work, blah, blah. I'm approaching my second year of my program, and I begin writing my dissertation next summer. I am visiting Minneapolis very soon to start my field work, blah, yada, yada, yada. And she was raising money for that. Okay. And then I believe this was another GoFundMe that she had up. So this was another GoFundMe that she had under the name of Rhoda Osman. And this was to help Black Muslim mothers pay her medical bills. And so she raised $4,850 from that. Now, her most recent GoFundMe account, she had another one in between this one. I thought I had the receipt for it, but I don't think so. There was another GoFundMe in between these ones. And then her latest GoFundMe was from this brick incident where she said that she got hit with a brick. And she raised up to, I want to say, $41,000 in this one. And there was another, I think the GoFundMe that I'm missing, it was something that happened to do with like security guards, where she said she got hit with by security guards, and then she had a GoFundMe for that. And then now she has a GoFundMe for this whole brick situation that none of the people who were outside happened to see. So at first, like I said, I wasn't going to make a video about it, but I'm like, listen, y'all keep sending me all of this stuff. It is what it is. People mad. You know, I got a lot of women. I think even one person had wrote me like, oh, please don't dig into this any further. She has a son, yada, yada, yada. And I feel for her son. But at the end of the day, if she really is going around with a freaking motive to scam people out of their money, I don't respect that at all. And that she's not putting forth a good example of her son at all. There was also people who said that there was the club owner that spoke and said that he didn't have footage. I keep hearing people say that they heard a club owner say this, but I never seen the video of the club owner saying that. So I'm not going to add in that receipt of that because I have to see it for myself. But yeah, so it is what it is. Y'all determine what y'all think about it. Thank you so much for the people who sent in super chats. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all of them. Thank you, Crystal, who sent in a Cash App. Is there anybody who wants to come up and talk about this? I'll end this right at an hour. We could do 10 minutes on phone calls if you guys would like to come up. If not, we could end it there. Let me know. Also, there was no police report made. And a lot of people felt some type of way about that because people felt like if you were a victim of getting hit with a brick, then there would have been a police report made. I seen another person in the chat say, was she hit or was she not hit? I don't know if she was or not. She seemed like a person who F's around and finds out. And then she also seems like a person who is crying wolf. And then she also seems like a person who would go to extremes to try to do whatever she got to do. I don't know if she did or not. There are people who are alleging that she put saline in her face. There are other people who saying that she had an allergic reaction. I don't know what happened to the girl. All I know is the people who she said set out and watched her get hit with a brick didn't see her get hit with no brick. Because even in the thing, they say, what a brick? What brick? What are you talking about? And they're telling her that they wasn't even there when it happened. So I'm going to play that again because I know some of you guys probably are just now tuning in. So I'm going to share with you guys what I shared with the people in the beginning. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up my StreamYard to pull some of you guys up while I am going over that part right there, because none of the people seen her get hit with a brick. The person who claimed that he was there was lying. He wasn't there. He was a whole liar. So it's like at the end of the day, nobody seen her get hit with a brick. I'm put the StreamYard link in the chat. Please, Stevie Ray, can you pin it to the top? Are my mods able to do polls? Are y'all able to create polls for me? Are y'all able to create polls? Are the moderators able to create polls for me? Because I want to know, do y'all think she got hit with a brick? Do y'all think that she had an allergic reaction? Do y'all think that, because there's also video of her the same day that she says she got hit with a brick. She's in the club and she has a ski mask on in the club. Then when she says she got hit with a brick, she don't got the ski mask on. So I didn't feel like finding the footage, but there is footage of her the same day, same outfit, same shirt. She had a ski mask on and she was turned up in the club. And then when the whole brick gate happened, she don't have no ski mask on, nothing, and nobody seen it. None of the people seen it. Nobody seen her get hit with a brick. Okay. Allure, Sade, and T. Anderson, please don't click off. I'm going to come to you guys in just a second. I just want to show the people who just came here how nobody seen her get hit with a brick. Because I know some of you guys are just now tuning in. So I just want to refresh those of you memory who wasn't here when I went over this part of it. And then I'm going to get into the phone calls. Moderators, please pin the link to the top if you guys can. I think my moderators should be able to pin stuff for me. So moderator, please pin the link to the top. So let me go over this real quick with y'all, and then I'm going to take the calls. Now, when she approaches the people, she tells them that they all watched her get hit with a brick. The people who are there say, we were not here. You hear one woman yell out and she say, we weren't here. And then the men in the background that she accused of watching her get hit with a brick, they're asking her, what about a brick? What brick? Like, what brick are you talking about? Everybody in her background of this video is confused about what she's talking about. Okay? Listen, and then we're going to go to the calls.
Hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch and they don't give a fuck.
All right, so you hear the guy, he said, what about a brick? And then after they keep asking her, what about a brick? What about a brick? Then she changed it and says she got hit with a rock.
What a brick is?
Yeah.
All right, and then the woman, she said, we wasn't here. So listen close. I'm going to let it play out, but listen close.
This man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch and they don't give a fuck.
What a brick is?
Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock and it hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number.
What a brick
and
is?
all y'all just fucking watch.
All right, so the guy, he's like, what kind of brick is? Like, he's asking her, like, what kind of brick is she talking about? Like, what kind of brick is? And you hear a woman in the background, she said, we wasn't even here. Like, because she's going off on him like, all these people just watch me. And then the people in the background, you hear the girl, she like, we were not even here. Like, and then the men, what kind of brick? What are you, like, they're asking her, what is she talking about? Because they don't know what she's talking about. Let me bring it back one more time.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick and all these black men just watch and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me fucking, grabbed a rock and it hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face. Man, fuck all y'all niggas. Yo, this man just...
All right, so if you hear him, he says something about police. Police right there. Did y'all hear it? Listen close. I'm going to play it one more time because they're confused about what she's talking about. And they're like, what do you want us to do about it? And then he yells out, police. Right there. Listen.
Just hit me in my face with a brick and all these black men just watch and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me fucking, grabbed a rock and it hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit.
You hear him say police right there?
Be my face. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something.
You hear him? He said police right there. So then they explain on their side and they say they never seen her get hit with a brick. They're like, we seen people outside. We seen a guy outside. We didn't know he was a bad guy. But we didn't see her get hit with a brick. We even flagged down police. Match up the videos. And then I'm going to go to the car.
Girl, she was sitting right there, but she was literally right there, bro. See what I'm saying?
Like coming from the gas station.
We just came from the gas station, right? And she was talking about, she got hit with the brick, you know what I mean?
And we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in a suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy out here, though. We never knew he was a bad guy, though. You know what I mean? We saw the guy out here, like we working and stuff like that. So that was around here and stuff like that. That was moving and stuff like that with the girl before she got hit with the brick, you know? So what happened, we just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know.
Before, you know? She was trying to fight with another.
Yeah, she was trying to fight with another girl right there before she got hit with a...
Okay, so you see the same confusion that they had in the video when they was confronting her is the same confusion that they have here by saying, we don't know what happened. Like, we don't know what happened.
Talking about, she got hit with the brick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in a suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy out here, though. We never knew he was a bad guy, though. You know what I mean? We saw the guy out here, like we working and stuff like that. So that was around here and stuff like that. That was moving and stuff like that with the girl before she got hit with the brick, you know? So, what happened, we just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know.
Before, you know, she was trying to fight with another.
Yeah, she was trying to fight with another girl right there before she got hit with a brick, you know what I mean? She was trying to fight, you know what I mean? So what happened is, we were just out here, we was chilling and stuff like that. We went in the gas station. Right after we came back outside, she was right there talking about, I got hit with the brick, you know? And we was trying to help her, that's what we was trying to do. You see what I'm saying? We were trying to help her. I called the police and stuff like that. They pulled up. I talked to them. I know they got the video. The police got the video. Yeah, we can pull out the video. I was talking to the police. She was behind me.
All right.
Girl,
she was sitting right there, but
she was literally right there, bro. See what I'm saying?
All right, and somebody in the comments said, so they know the guy that she's talking about. Ash Blue, or I think it, hold on, who is it? Ash Blue says, so they know what dude she's talking about. I don't think that they know what dude that she's truly talking about. I think that since she said that she got hit with a brick and there were people outside, he's basically saying, I seen a guy out here. I didn't know he was a bad guy. But they did not see anything happen to her physically with a brick. Do y'all want me to pull it back? Because somebody said you don't understand what they're saying. They're saying, we was out here. We seen her trying to argue with a girl or something. We went into the gas station. I seen a guy out here. I didn't know he was a bad guy. We went into the gas station, and when we came back outside, she said that she got hit with a brick. But we don't know what happened. They're telling you they don't know what happened. But I don't think that English is their first language, so you have to listen. I'm going to play it one more time. Listen.
She was sitting right there, but
She was literally right there, bro. See what I'm saying?
like coming from the gas station.
We just came from the gas station, right? And she was talking about she got hit with the brick. You know what I mean?
And then we was asking.
So we just like, what just happened, bro? Who just hit you with a brick? She talking about a guy in a suit. You know what I mean? But we saw the guy out here though. We never knew he was a bad guy though. You know what I mean? We saw the guy out here, like we working and stuff like that. So that was around here and stuff like that. That was moving and stuff like that with the girl before she got hit with the brick. You know? So what happened? We just don't know what happened. I think they had like an argument or something like that. We just don't know.
Before, you know, she was trying to fight with another.
Yeah, she was trying to fight with another girl right there before she got hit with a brick. You know what I mean? She was trying to fight. You know what I mean? So what happened is we were just out here. We was chilling and stuff like that. We went in the gas station. Right after we came back outside, she was right there talking about I got hit with the brick. You know, and we was trying to help her. That's what we was trying to do. You see what I'm saying? We were trying to help her. I called the police and stuff like that. They pulled up. I talked to them. I know they got the video. The police got the video. Yeah, we can pull out the video. I was talking to the police. She was behind me. Girl,
All right. So that's that. These videos are on TikTok. If you want to rewind them, loop them, take it back, y'all can go back and listen for yourself, but let's go to the calls. Sade, hello.
Hello, Nick.
Hey.
I just want to say thank you for putting all this stuff together and putting it out there. I was actually one of the victims that you've been talking about with Rhoda. And there was actually more receipts. I don't know if you've seen them, but it was like a whole log. I had to create a stalking log, a harassment log, because after I filed the police report, I ended up running into her months later. And she literally tried to attack me and my friends again, but a different set of people, some people that weren't even involved. And the reason why I ran into her those two incidents or those two times was because we're all part of the same community. So these people that are reaching out to you, that are telling you, are giving you receipts, they're all from the same community. And when they were trying to look for her, they noticed that she fled Austin. So that's why people see her say, I'm in Austin, I'm not in Austin. The incident recently happened in Houston. And of course, with her putting out the post of my face to all her followers, people reached out to me and were like, hey, she like put a bounty on your head. So the police,
let me pull up the post for the people who didn't see it. Hold on, because this is on my Instagram. This is one of the women that I've been speaking to that gave me a lot of the receipts. So let me pull it up right here. So this is what she's talking about, where she put this bounty on her head and she wrote her these messages. All right, go ahead.
So the detective Alfred Gray and as well as Lamisha Bryce reached out to me, and the detectives came to my house and basically filmed everything, videoed everything, took all the videos I had within an email, as well as they recorded and created a stalking log to say, hey, this is what you're doing. This is what we see. And when she admitted to everything, it was like, bingo, we got her. Like, she literally sent me even a text message. So the message that you're showing saying, I'm going to ruin you, that was her letting me know because we had each other blocked because of the investigation. She was sending me a text message from a new number saying, hey, I'm going to ruin you and this is what I did. Like basically admitting that she posted that.
Okay. So whatever happened with the investigation?
So like I said, when they told her to stop with her, harassing me or whatever, there was a second incident this year and she tried to attack me again and the police got involved and it's literally still open because she left Austin. And I think that's why she's getting these GoFundMes and creating them in different people's names because they're looking for her.
Okay. When was the last time you talked to the detective and he gave you an update about the situation?
This was a couple of months ago because they told me that she had multiple different addresses because he told me that he obviously knows that she's an immigrant. He did tell me that she was married, possibly, and just giving me a little bit of information. They couldn't give me her address or nothing because I was like, well, she has my address and it's been posted all over social media. So it would only be fair if I had her address. And he was like, well, we can't share that information, but we did get the right person and she has been served. So, because they had to literally serve her in person. They couldn't just leave a letter at her door or anything like that or a mailbox. So he said she was served and she brought it up during the last incident of the attack where multiple witnesses seen it. She said, you called the police on me and I'm going to ruin you. So she was admitting to that she got served and she was upset about it and that she was not going to stop. So she kept calling me. I ended up changing, blocking her from different numbers. And then I haven't seen her in months until this incident. And my picture pops back up and people were reaching out to me.
So can you bring us back to August 2020 when you said that she was throwing bottles at you and where you got your original police report against her? Can you talk to us about what happened at that time?
That actually happened at Doors Inn. I know you blocked it out. It's an African nightclub after hours in Austin. And the same incident where you're talking about 2020, but my incident was 2022.
I mean, 2022, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So the 2020, if you look at the video that she's in, that's the same after hours club. It's an African club here in Austin. And they've actually had several different incidents after that. And because they were under investigation, they closed the nightclub. So they told the police they didn't have any footage. And that was the update from 2022. They were saying they didn't have any footage, but I was told by multiple people that they did have the footage and they didn't want to get in trouble with the police because it happened in their venue and they didn't want to get charged or me to sue, which is next steps that we're looking at and contacting Texas Attorney General because she is using other people's names to collect all these different GoFundMes.
Somebody in the chat wanted to know, how did you guys meet?
We met through a mutual associate that actually, through the African community. And then after that, I invited her to my birthday party and she literally acted up there and tried to fight a police officer. So she just has this thing. And I noticed that about her at that particular party and I was like, okay, I can't hang with this girl. She just has erratic behavior. She wants to fight everybody. She thinks everybody is against her. She's anti-African American. She called me a mutt because she said I wasn't a full-blown thorough African and that I don't just all kinds of stuff. And then the other screenshots I sent you where she sent me nudes of her. She was saying that she really liked me and thought we could form a relationship. And I'm like, this girl is crazy.
You sent me what? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. So you got to scroll back up. They're piled up on top of each other in Instagram when I sent them all at the same time. So in that same screenshot where you see my face in from my phone call message thread, she literally sends me several videos. I couldn't send them all talk to you, because a lot of other people, the other girls that were involved, they got hit, they just fear for their life and they don't want to be involved. Like they don't, with all the people that supported her, the GoFundMe situation, they just didn't want the video of her saying their names and stuff. And because there was multiple videos she made that night and sent to me.
Okay.
But her son is not with her. Her son is in New York with his dad. Because I found that out through the detectives too. Because they were like, if this continues, like we're gonna send all this information over to Child Protective Services. But like I said, they haven't been able to locate her.
All right, I'm gonna pause you real quick. So this is one of the receipts that she sent me in, and this is how Sade first contacted me. And she basically told me that she was able to obtain a police report on Rhoda because she was throwing bottles at her. And I was basically asking her if she had any proof that this happened, because y'all know I like receipts and I deal in receipts. And so she told me that it was an open investigation, that the club owners at the Club Dorzan had the footage, or they didn't or did or whatever. And she said she was able to get paperwork because she admitted to the attacks on video. And this is the video for those of you guys who are just coming in.
Left a Tory Burch shoe in their face, bitch. And guess what? Don't care. Because that $400 shoe, I can buy it again tomorrow. Guess who's going to buy it from? And he don't like you. He push your fat ass stretch mark. I'll whoop your ass. Whoop your friend ass. Whoop all their ass. Left a Tory Burch shoe in their face, bitch. And guess what? Don't care. Because that $400 shoe, I can buy it again tomorrow. Guess who's going to buy it from?
All right, so these are the receipts that she's referring to as she's talking to me. And she also sent in a full police report as well. So go ahead, Sade.
Yeah, and one of the witnesses, sadly enough, his name was Kogi. He had like a food court that was outside, and that's where she got the bottle from. It was like a Hennessy bottle that was sitting on the edge of the food court thing. So when she got kicked out of the club by the security guards, when they picked her up, and then I guess we thought she left, and she came from behind the truck and grabbed the Hennessy bottle from the food truck guy that actually passed away a month ago, and threw the bottle and cups and whatever else that he had up there. And that's why I said when we got the bottles and stuff was getting thrown at us, we took cover, like to not get hit by any of the stuff that she was throwing.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for Sade? Anybody have any questions? Stay on, Sade, in case anyone has a question. Don't go nowhere. Teflon Don, hello.
Hello. Hi, Nick. Love your show.
Hey. Thank you.
I just want to say this is why that narrative believe all women is an issue.
And talk up because you sound kind of low.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Can you hear me better?
I guess.
Well, I was saying this is why that narrative of believe all women is an issue, because how many men and boys have been in prison, as well as KI-7 upside down been going on. There's so many men out there that's been in prison and still in prison. I just seen where a guy just got off because he was accused of R-wording a girl, and he was 72 years old. But we should believe women when adequate evidence presents itself.
You having technical problems? I'm gonna come back to you. Sade, somebody had a question for you. They were confused about the hot dog cart and the Henny bottle. They said hot dog cart, Henny bottle, question mark.
Hot dog. I hope I didn't say nothing about a hot dog. It was a food court.
Yeah, food court.
It was like an African food truck. It wasn't no hot dog cart.
Oh, they said food court, Henny bottle or something. They was confused. So
yeah, the Hennessy bottle was sitting on the ledge of the food truck. It had like a like a little bar part where you could just set your drinks or whatever. So the bottle was there because the guy that cooks the food had the bottle sitting there.
Oh,
so
you
that's
said
where
like
she
a
got the
food,
bottle
like
from.
inside the club, like a cart, like the people that be.
No, it's like on the outside. So when she started fighting my friends inside the club, they end up kicking her out. And when we came outside the club, there's a food truck like right outside the door of the club, like parked on the side of the building. She was still out there. And then when we came out, like standing by the door, one of us had already got out of the door, and we were proceeding to walk behind her. And as soon as she seen the first two of us come out, myself and another friend, she started throwing the bottle. She threw the bottle, she threw cups, she threw whatever, and they finally grabbed her. And basically, that's when her boyfriend pulled a gun on one of my friends, and then a security guard that worked at the bank that's behind the bank, which is in the police report, he pulled a gun on the guy, and they fled the scene. They just took off running and drove off.
Oh, okay.
And that's why the police was able to say, do their follow-up, because I live in a different county. So they did their follow-up. They viewed what they needed to view. They talked to witnesses. And then she, of course, sent me the videos the next day, calling me. And the detectives were literally in my house at the moment taking the police report while she was still calling me. So that's how we were able to gather everything.
Rockwell, that's not the calling number. It's a StreamYard link. The StreamYard link is in the chat. Is there any more questions? Somebody said, who is this? This is a person who reached out to me who was an alleged actual victim of Rhoda, who actually sent in police reports and real receipts as well. So that's who's speaking.
As far as like her current situation, I'm a Black woman myself.
And why did she say that she's queer if she has a boyfriend? Somebody's confused about that. They said, is she gay? Is she not gay?
Your guess is good as mine. But if you listen to the video that you played, among other videos, she says that, hey, Frank didn't want you. Like, I'm like, if this person don't want you, and I'm like, wait a minute, who's, Frank? So she just like makes things up, like, of people or everybody's attacking her. She's talking about a guy. I know who Frank is, but when, all this went down, I was like, girl, this is not even about a guy. You just literally just attacked us, out of nowhere, and from what I was told after my two incidents
and hold on, wait,
with her, is that's what she does.
Somebody said, is she gay or whatever? Obviously she got a son, so she had to take some wee-wee. I highly doubt that it was probably from insemination or.
Well, I'm gonna assume she's bisexual, but I know I'm people that's probably coming from her TikToks, like the stuff that I've been sent. She's says that she's queer, and so, or she's gay. She doesn't say that she's bi, but to me, that's bi. I don't know. I don't know all the different terms, and I don't even want to get into all of that.
Right. Somebody asked, how did you know her? I guess they're just now coming in. You already explained
it. Through a mutual associate in the community, in the African community.
Right. Let me see if there's any other questions.
Oh, and the other receipt that you were talking about you're missing, I sent you. That was the one where she said her sister died. She created a GoFundMe. Another friend, and this is what they do. They'll have because as you see in her own words, she said her bank account was hacked. Like the second time that I met her, that she came to my birthday dinner, she was like, oh, I don't have any cards. Or, just a lot of different suspect stuff. Like, I don't have any cards. You're going to have to, can you pay for me? And I'll, pay you back. I'll cash app you or whatever. So she always says that like her cards or something is missing. So I take it that's, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just looking at everything everybody else is saying too, that she gets other people to create this and they basically split the money. She said her sister died, but I found out the other day when, another detective reached out to me because I guess people are reporting her in her GoFundMe. And then they're thinking the picture of her posting on me is, recent. No, that was last year when she did that. For my protection, they're like reaching out to me. Are you okay? Are you good? And she basically said her sister died, and her sister has a whole Instagram account that's active, that's posting on something on her story. I don't know. I didn't see what it was, but somebody's making the post, but she did a GoFundMe to raise for funeral costs. So, and this is the same sister that, helped her try to attack us the second time, but she's deceased. And I heard it was because another, supposedly if she is deceased, it was because they were fighting and, shot at them.
Right, but you can't tell what's what because it's always
because the page is active. The sister's page is active, and it's like about 7 GoFundMes, and they're all her.
All right, hold on 1 second, Sade. Jay, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to say this whole story is crazy.
Rockwell, wait. Rockwell, that's not the call-in number. Rockwell Accountability. That's not the call-in number. For people to call in, they have to use the StreamYard link. The link is in the chat, not that number. I haven't used that number in forever. Go ahead, Jay.
Like when this whole video came out about the lady that was assaulted by that man that supposedly hit her with the brick or a rock or whatever. And I saw comments of people asking why didn't the men do anything? And I'm just thinking, because I've been in a similar situation to where I've seen a woman and a man fighting, and the man did put his hands on her. And I was going to intervene, but I saw he had a firearm in his back pocket, and I was like, I can't do it because I'm not about to risk my life for somebody I don't know. And I was like, if I do anything, this lady is not going to bail me out of jail or anything like that. So I really don't blame the men for not doing anything, even though that it seems like that woman was lying about whatever happened. But I do feel for y'all women when it comes to when a man asks y'all for y'all's number. I've heard a lot of stories about that, and I just say I'm sorry for stuff like that happens to y'all. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, Jay. Lakara.
Oh.
You're not on camera. You're not on camera.
Am I on there?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I got confused with the call, with the girl on the call. So is she not the one with the face broke out? I'm really confused about it. Because I feel like
one of the people who the woman with the brick terrorized in real life.
Oh, I was so confused. But even that video of her saying, y'all just sat there and watched me, if you in an environment where it's like a club and everybody is drunk and it's just you see something going on, that to me is kind of shaky within itself. Nobody is I would call 911 immediately. This lady's been assaulted, her face swole. She just was, even if I didn't see the perpetrator. But somebody seemed in this whole story is just they're a scammer. That's just what they own. They just own for attention, and let's get all of this out. Far as the girl who, it's very confusing. The whole thing is
you're gonna have to watch the replay and to catch up.
I gotta catch up. That's what I was about to say.
I need to catch up. You came in late.
I'm late on it while I'm trying to be backstage and talk. I'm just happy to be able to get on the live. I moved back to LA and I'm like, oh, I can be in these lives these days. But I need to catch up.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
Well, neat.
You're welcome.
All right. Sade, did you say something?
To answer the question, somebody had a question earlier about the whole situation that's currently happened to her. If something did happen to her, I as a human, as a woman, as a Black woman, you still feel bad. So I get it. The people feel bad for her. But going into me bringing up or how I got brought up, like I said, people came to me once people started seeing her old GoFundMes and then knowing about our incident. somebody said that on her TikTok, she posted, I don't want to say any other blogger's name in respect for your channel, but someone said that another Black blogger yesterday did her live, and she showed some of my receipts, and then she also showed where she posted her medical records, and she also posted a police report. But nobody notices that she blocks out her name. She doesn't show her whole name, the reports, nor does she show like all the dates. So it very may be well that she's gotten attacked before, because as she's admitted on her own platforms, she's attacked all the time. Every other month it's something. So she very well may have a police report, but in the type of work that I do, because we are looking for her, she has no police report in Houston saying that she was attacked at all that night. And it was a clinic that she went to. But because she had on a house coat or whatever, or a nightgown. But they even said on that paperwork, like someone brought up, like if you got hit with a brick, I worked in the prison system and I've seen people get hit with bricks. You're going to have broken bones, missing teeth. You're going to have loss of hearing. And then she brings up her friend that of 12 years or whatever that she brought to the club. There's no friend coming forward to say, hey, yeah, my friend was outside and we were attacked, or she was attacked. I seen it. I caught it on video. Nothing. No friend has come forward. That's kind of like, she doesn't even describe the guy. All she says is a Black guy. And the African guys.
No, she don't even say it was a Black guy. She didn't even say it was a Black guy. She said
you're right.
That Black guys
you're
watched.
Right. And I'm hard of hearing. And I was glad that you caught the part where you said there was a girl that yelled at, we weren't even here. Nobody else hears that. Nobody else like picked up on that, or because of the accent, nobody hears that the guys are saying, what are you talking about? Like they're just saying, well, why would she say? And then she starts yelling over them frantically and pans the camera off back to her face. Like, hey, because they're basically saying, hey, we weren't here. And they even had an updated video where they were saying police were out there. They were by a liquor store. Like, a liquor store has cameras. All these stores and places where they were at have cameras, and there's no other footage that has come out with her being hit, because she says the guy holds the brick for a while and says, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Before he hits her. That's what she says with her own mouth. So you just stood there. And I don't know who that has a brick at the club or at the bar, or I don't know, unless something is under construction. I don't know. But I do believe she looked like she was hit, because in one of the pictures somebody sent me, her ear was bleeding, but I don't know. She gets beat up a lot. And the detectives even told her, like, hey, if you come to her house, she's able to use lethal. As you can see in the letter, it lets her know that, like, hey, I'm able to protect myself. And that's why I think she's not used to in Texas, is that people will shoot you like that. I understand people are upset because it's a woman and it's a brick. She's lucky to still have her life. Like, her sister supposedly passed away in this same manner because of both of their actions. So if that doesn't change her, if her sister really passed away, I don't know what's going to change her. And even the detective said, we can tell we're dealing with someone that is not, quite there, So, I mean, I don't know what people want. And trust me, they did tell me they're possibly going to go after the GoFundMe. So,
all right. Hold on one second, Sade. Shorty, hello.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. What about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to call in because I felt like this whole situation was insane. I had made a comment on somebody else's page on Instagram, because from the looks of it, like at first glance, it did look like she was hit with a brick, but to now find out that she made the whole thing up, I truly hope, she's prosecuted to the fullest extent. My question was though, like, how was she able to create so many different GoFundMes without them getting pulled? Because remember the situation with the lady that had tried to make a GoFundMe for that young boy that fell off that roller coaster ride or whatever. Remember how fast they pulled that? The young guy that got killed off the roller coaster ride?
I think
it was like
probably because
sometime
it was
last year.
I know what you're talking about. The reason to what I was told, because GoFundMe did reach out to me, they do have a whole investigation team. So because she's going by Rhoda Osmond, Rhoda Bashi, Rhoda reports, if you go look at the GoFundMes that Nick is showing you, she keeps changing her name. And not one time are there the GoFundMes, she's putting them up. Somebody's putting them up on her behalf. So she has friends. So now you get involved several different co-conspirators, and that's what they told me, that like this is wire fraud. This is something federal. It's not something, my case has been since last year and we're coming up on a year. So it's not something that they just, okay, I think this is fake, I'm going to take it down. Especially if she could show one medical report. Oh, I'm still paying on this. And she very might well be, because she's, like she said, an immigrant. But to research funds and find out where funds are going, she already admitted she doesn't have a bank account. These are this is wire fraud. It's several different people involved. So it takes time before they, snatch it down. But I was already told that once I follow up with the Texas Attorney General, they're going to do their own investigation, which will be federal, because that's wire fraud.
Wow. And so then one more question.
It takes other people reporting it, not just myself. They're not going to jump on it because one person reports it.
The video that you posted, Neek, with the guy saying that the cops were right over there, where were the cops? Because we didn't see them like in the video.
He pointed off, saying that he was off the screen. We just dealing with a video where like she panning around herself. So she's not doing an area view of the whole entire area. So we can't see what's in back of her. We can't see everything that's on the side of her. I don't know where the police was, but he's just saying like he called the police. They came and he talked to them.
She refused medical service. They asked to call an ambulance. She refused. So everybody's saying why the police didn't do nothing. This was like literally a police officer that just was parked over there at the store, because in the video they say, oh, the police was right there at the store. She wasn't at a club. She was behind a club in a liquor store.
There were also people who pulled up videos of her like touching her injuries, and they were talking about the trauma of like, if you have a brick, because a lot of people said they feel like it's an allergic reaction that had kind of been there. And again, there was footage of her the same night in a club with a ski mask on. And then later on, she didn't have the ski mask on when she said she got hit with a brick. Now, when people slowed down the footage, when she was in the hospital or clinic or whatever, they were showing where she had like touched her face and stuff like that. And there were people pointing out, if you get hit with some force to that degree to where it swells up your face to that magnitude from a brick, it's going to be hard for you to open your mouth and talk also. Right. You got to put all the pieces together, because if you get hit in the face, somebody hit you and your face swell up like that, your mouth, your jaw, all of that area is going to be sore to where it's going to be like, imagine trying to talk and your face look like that and you just got hit with a brick. She was like, all these,
I think that's why she updated the GoFundMe.
It was nothing like that. So that's why a lot of people felt like it was more so an allergic reaction. versus her actually getting hit with a brick. Because if you get
Now I've seen people with trauma. I don't know if she got hit with a brick. I think she did get hit with something. If that picture that she posted, even though she blocked out the dates and time, if she did get hit, I think she got hit with something like a hand or a fist. Like if a guy hits you,
in order for your face to
naturally a
look
man
like
is
that
supposed to
from
be
getting hit
stronger
with
than
an
a woman,
object, you got to get hit with something
something,
heavy.
but not a brick. Like how Nick said, she kept changing it from a brick to a rock. I think she got hit with something. There was dry blood on her ear and like on the inside of her ear, but like a whole brick or even a big rock, because even the way she shows her hand, like she's holding it like it's some, invisible, but it's something big.
Right.
She's saying I got hit with. But even if it's a man's fist, like you're going to have usually you're going to have missing teeth, some more than that, but I think she was hit or something, I'm a victim of hers. I believe she got hit.
Somebody in the comments says an allergic reaction, her face will swell on both sides and not just one. That's not true. There are several pictures that people have pulled up of people who had allergic reactions and it was just one side of their face. So no, that's not true.
It could be one side.
It's not
it could be
always
one
both
side.
sides. There's several pictures on Google, several pictures that people have pulled up where they showed reactions to people's face, allergic reactions where it's just one side of their face, not the
and reactions are not gonna cause blood to come out of your ears. But if you look at your videos that you posted, Neek, you posted the one that the blog's also running with, the one in 2020. It's the same side of her face, and it looks the same.
Both sides.
So and everybody wants to talk about the incidents of her slapping people, and she's in different outfits. It's different days. But that's a whole several years difference. So people are coming up to you, hitting you on the same. And that's another thing. If she did get hit on that same side of the face, it's going to be that too many times. I'm not a medical, professional, but too many times on the same side of the face, you're going to have more damage than what she had.
Neat. Do you think this is going to jeopardize her chances of getting her PhD? With all of this coming out now?
Oh, do you want me to speak on that, Neek?
I definitely think that your reputation.
Let me say what I was told.
Will follow you.
She's not in school. She says she's been saying she's a PhD student since I met her. Mm-hmm. I know what all the blogs. Those people that wrote those articles are people that she knows. She's been saying, if you go look on UT, because she told me when I met her, she was like, I'm a doctor. When I first met her, she's like, I'm a doctor. I was like, oh, okay. What type of doctor? A doctor of medicine, because you're talking to someone also that is educated. So I'm like, a doctor of medicine, a doctor of psychology. So she was going to school for African American studies. She's not a doctoral student. She tells people she's a doctoral student and that she's a doctor, but there's no record of her getting a degree besides but another blogger, this same blogger yesterday that I said pulled all these other receipts, said she's seen somewhere that she's a doctoral, student, it has several degrees, but I don't know. They weren't able to confirm that. Jay just said she enrolled a couple times and then that was it.
Neat. I think you're like one of the few. I think you're one of the few YouTubers who actually keeps it all the way real, and you don't try to sugarcoat stuff just because the person is a woman. And I think when this story came out, a lot of people was trying to have a lot of empathy for her. And I think for me, honestly, I think that was my default, because I was like, oh my God, why would somebody do that to her, knowing with everything that's going on? What, the young lady that was down in, I think, Alabama, she was visiting her family and told the guy she didn't want his number. The basketball player I can't think of his name, but he ended up shooting into the crowd where she was, and she ended up dying. And then the lady that was in New York, who was just simply going home, that lost her life because she didn't want to give somebody her number. That crap really happens to people. So to know that she just made the whole thing up, I'm just like, does she need some type of psychiatric help or something? Because something is wrong with this woman. Like, she's really crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't know if she made it up. And I, like I said, I don't know if she made it up. All I'm saying is there's a lot of GoFundMe's. There's a lot of you
Yeah, that's
saying you're assaulted
weird.
every month, every month. Even on her TikTok, she says people assault her, people hate her, men hate her, black men hate her, women, she calls us cisgender women are basically we're mad at her because she speaks up that we stole our identities from trans women. It's like she jumps on every story, like the article for one of her GoFundMe's. If you Google her name, Rhoda Bashi, she says that she was attacked in Dollar General. There's a video of that. And then I don't know if you got the receipt I sent you, Neek, where she was trying to get me to write a fake Google review, only for me to find out she was going to use that because she was trying to sue this club in Minnesota, saying that she was attacked by a police officer. And I told her, I said, I'm in ex-law enforcement. I don't want to write a fake review, and I don't know where you're going to send this to. I was like, you need to elaborate more. I wasn't even there. So how I'm going to say I'm in Minnesota? And then she literally puts the GoFundMe. I've been attacked by security at the club in Minnesota during George Floyd. So she uses these she's been trying to go viral for a minute. She also, if you Google her name and you put Ahmaud Arbery, she says, I was attacked. I was treated like Ahmaud Arbery. So every time a story comes out, like a viral attack situation, she relates that to herself and that she's attacked and has recently been attacked during those same periods.
That's insane. She needs some type of help.
I'm gonna say everything that has been discussed is alleged, as I cannot confirm, even though I got receipts. You know, the receipts don't lie. They don't look like they lying. But just for my protection, I'm gonna just say everything that has been said on this show is alleged. We don't know what the truth is. I don't know if she got hit, if she didn't get hit, if she got saline in her face, she don't got saline in her face. I have actual receipts from Sade that look authentic, and it looks like she is a menace to society from all the things that she had posted on her social media. So it's up to y'all to decide what y'all feel about the situation. Teflon Don, I see that you are trying to come up, but your communication is not going through. But we understand your message. Your message is that you said, like, oh, we shouldn't just believe all women because some men had been victims, blah, 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 but women have been victims of men too, blah, 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 whatever. So we're going to end on that note. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Sade, for coming up. Thank you for providing receipts. Thank you, Shorty, for also coming up. And I'll see you guys on the next video.